Well, hi guys. First
Hey,
of all, where are each of you and who are you quarantined with?
I'm back at my place. We decided to go back. I was with Chase and Klein, but after about a month times, we were like, it's safe now to go back to my place. So I'm back at my apartment.
I'm in Charleston hanging out with one of my friends.
I'm in LA too. I'm up in like the Valley area with my family.
What is life for you guys right now? I mean, this show dropped. It's a huge instant success. It's amazing. So how are you doing with all of that?
I guess we just kind of made a show with our friends, and the fact that it's getting accepted like this is like pretty unbelievable.
I was just like shell-shocked at the fact that it's happening, and to be honest, I don't really feel like it's actually happening because all we have for proof is social media and phone calls of being like, yeah, it's doing really good. And then you look on Instagram or stuff and you're like, wow, yeah, no, there's a lot of people watching it, you know? But that's all it is, really.
It's wild. I feel like you can see the number of people following you, but I can't picture that amount of people standing in a room.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like such a disconnect in a way. I feel super normal in every other way. And then I see that number, I'm like, that's so crazy.
I do want to talk about the season and that finale. So first of all, each of your reactions to the finale. Did you see that coming? How did you react when you read the script?
I reacted being like, no way, like, is he dead? Because there was actually multiple endings and we weren't sure if we wanted to end with John B and the Pogues knowing he's alive or knowing that he's dead. And I like the way that we went with a giant cliffhanger that the Pogues do not know if he's alive and actually believe he's dead. So I was just like, dang, that sets up season 2, fingers crossed. What's their dynamic at first? They were missing basically the glue to their friendship. So it's like, it just sets up a lot.
Anybody I call, let them know that you okay?
Don't really have anybody to call.
I am curious why you guys think that John B chose not to call the Pogues, because he had the opportunity to do so.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah,
That's a good point.
Good question.
That's a good point, you know?
We're wondering that ourselves. You don't know if anybody could tap those phone calls, you know? I'm sure their parents wouldn't allow them to just kind of call and I talk to Pogue?
Yeah, because I'm thinking maybe they didn't know where we were after that. Maybe we were in custody with the police and they were like, well, I can't call them. Like, they wanted to keep it on the down low.
They probably didn't have any phones with call because their phones are all waterlogged. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rudy, what do you think JJ's dad is gonna do or say when he finds out that his boat is underwater?
Fingers crossed he doesn't go back home. It's not gonna be pretty, but I think there is a weird, for me as the actor of JJ, not JJ himself, of maybe Luke gets an arc in season 2 where he has the opportunity to forgive JJ or later on. He's not gonna be like, you know what? I know why you did that, and I'm proud of you. You know, that's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So, fingers crossed that there's going to be an arc for Luke in particular to forgive JJ for doing that.
People really, really hate watching JJ go through what he goes through with his dad. Do you think that there's any sort of goodness in his dad's heart? Could he get sober in season 2? Could we learn more about the backstory? Is that something that you would like to see?
Yeah, it's something I would like to see, but I don't think right now the person I'm worried about is JJ himself, because I think Luke is a little beyond the point of addiction. That's how he escapes now, and he is addicted. But I'm actually more worried about JJ and he using substances for his pain, for his best friend being dead, and trying to cope with the fact that he can't go home, he can't go see his dad because he's so afraid of what's going to happen. But that opens doors with Pogue, that opens doors with Key to get closer to them, and I think that could be an arc as well of maybe JJ goes off the rails at first, but then his friends Pope and Key are there for him, and that'd be gorgeous.
Be like, my mom said you can stay at my house.
Yeah, right? No, yeah, I've been getting
I say you go see Pogue.
I agree with that. It's funny because I've been getting a lot of adoption requests on social media, and I'm like, it's not me, it's JJ, right?
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm a grown man.
Speaking of Pope and Key, people really like you guys together. How do you feel about what they sort of went through and where the relationship goes from here?
I guess from like Pope's perspective, like, yeah, it's like he didn't really expect that back from Key, especially after, you know, she kind of rejected him really hard. That's like one of the most interesting things personally, like in a relationship wise for season 2 is like, how is that relationship going to play out? You know, like, will they get closer? I think the idea of Pope still being like Desert Storm mode, don't give a crap about anything, isn't why Kiara likes him. She likes, you know, the weird Pope. And it's like,
yeah.
I think her trying to get him back to that, how he started the season, is like an interesting arc. Because, you know, he already went down. Now it's time for Pope to kind of maybe try to get back up, or maybe he doesn't go up at all. You know, who knows?
I'm interested to see how that dynamic's going to work out too, because it's like, I made it really clear in episode 9. And then episode 10, I kiss you. So it's like, is it just because it was a rush of emotions, or because I didn't realize it, or where does it go now? Is it going to be easy?
That's what I was going to ask.
Do
you think it's real, or do you think it was just kind of like an in the moment thing?
I think the love there is real.
I think, yeah, I just like, at this point, I don't know. Like, I think Pope is just as confused as anybody. They have a couple more moments in 10, but it's like, it's going to be interesting for them to like really kind of have to sit down and talk about what it was and what it is, you know?
The conversation I would like to see. But Madison, people also really like he and John B together. I'm sure you've seen on social media.
As much as people love Key and John B, people love Sarah and John B. I don't know. I think because we had so many moments in the beginning and then it just kind of trailed off. I really have no idea where that's at. But I think it was just like, hey, we're friends, and I didn't really want to go there. I don't know.
Rudy, I'm also sure that you've seen on social media that people really want JJ to find love.
He does. He gets a dog.
Rudy and the dog.
Do you think that could be something, not a dog, but like another human being, that we see explored in season 2? Maybe also a dog.
Yeah, I think, you know, like, there's a lot of talk with JJ and Key. There's a lot of talk with JJ and some other girl. I think it is something that's, I think, going to be played with in season 2, with JJ like slightly throwing like hints of it, but it's going to be very, very faint. Like, it's going to be something that's like, I don't know if it's going to happen in season 2, but it's going to happen. We'll keep the audience, you know, hungry for it. Maybe even season 3 is what happens. We'll see.
Do you think he's capable of a relationship or love, or do you think he's got a lot of things to figure out first?
With JJ really feeling abandoned and needing his friends, maybe there's an arc of him like kind of going rogue and not listening to his friends, and then that leaves room for a love interest, and maybe that's how he comes back to like, or maybe that's how the Pogues come back to him, because they come up and be like, this girl's crazy, dude, you can't be with her, no, you gotta leave her. That'd be hilarious.
JJ falls for Luke.
I feel like personally, all of the relationships for everyone, for every single character, are going to be kind of put on hold. Mm-hmm. No matter what happens, that's like definitely not going to be the focus in the beginning. It's like, hey, let's define the relationship.
Find our friends.
Like, our friends, we think our friends are dead. Like, that's going to be first priority.
Yeah, for sure. No, I don't think it'll ever overtake like that. Yeah, what's first is that Pogue friendship. Yeah. Pogue bond is what's more important. And I think making sure that is whole before anything else is what matters most.
Do you think they're going to be upset with John B, or do you think they're just going to want to help him? And I mean, your guys' characters are kind of all considered accessories in a sense.
Yeah, I can see JJ punching John B in the face. Right?
Oh yeah, we're all gonna kill him. As soon as we find him, we're gonna punch him and then we're gonna hug him.
Yeah, exactly.
Kiara's just gonna be like, I'm just glad you're back.
Pope and JJ are gonna fight him.
Do you guys think that there's legal ramifications for your characters also? Possibly, maybe.
They did steal a boat. There's attempted battery. There's a lot of stuff we did, huh?
Pope, ladies and gentlemen, Pope.
I mean, we kicked, but like I feel like at that same time we're also like Ward's gonna have to come under some fire too. I think like it'll be interesting seeing the Pogues kind of go into a legal battle against Ward Cameron, King of the Island, and it's our word against his. And you know that class thing that we explored the first season is really gonna come into play if we get another one.
For each of you, I mean, Rudy, you have me a little bit worried about the journey that you think your character is gonna go on in season 2, and just kind of being this like in this dark spot, but kind of let me know like where you guys want to each go in season 2, like things that you want to explore.
the Pogue dynamic's gonna be off at first. I don't know if it's before or after we find out that John B is alive. I think it'd be kind of necessary to find that we're gonna be okay before we find out John B is alive, but I think we need to come back together, and I want to see the Pogue struggle actually to find that. It's like, do you remember who we are before this?
Yeah.
Like, that's what we should be like focusing on.
I'm excited to explore that as well.
Does Sarah deserve to be considered a Pogue?
Yeah.
At this point,
At this point, she went into a hurricane. I think that's pretty Pogue-like. Like, I'd be like,
she basically like shunned all her money for a Pogue. So that's pretty hard for Poguery right there.
It's essentially the same thing Kiara did. So
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm ready for this revenge. I don't know about you guys. It's not gonna be light. It's not gonna be gentle. I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
I'm ready to see like the Pogue dynamic and like us getting revenge on Ward. Like I say the best moments of the show are when the Pogues are together plotting, concocting, as Pogue says. When they're concocting, it's like that you get some of your best dialogue, you get some of your best moments, like character, like when they bounce off, when the Pogues are together, it's like some of the best moments in the show. So again, like Rudy said, getting us all back together is gonna be like so much fun to watch.
People, as you know, as we talked about, do love this show. So I'm hoping that you guys can each spill a behind the scenes secret about filming.
the amount of that we threw at each other on set, like the amount of times we were just screwing with each other. It isn't a secret anymore, but like, yeah, there was definitely a lot of times where, look, we're professional actors, but at the same time, we're also, pretty immature teenagers, or actually.
Well, we had to get into character somehow.
To be honest, here's the secret. This is the secret part. A lot of actually the that we were doing is in the show. Like a lot of times when we didn't know the cameras was playing, it's in the show.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like improv, kind of.
When they introduce our characters, and it's like in episode 1, it's like, this is JJ, or like, this is Pogue and Kiara. It's like, for mine personally, I was watching this, I'm like, where were the cameras? When were they filming us? Like me putting the sunglasses on Rudy and us joking around. When were they filming that?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
There's a lot of characters.
Us joking around on set and them
Having
like behind a bush.
I remember that like we were like roasting Jefferson. I didn't think like they were like filming Chase, and they were just like, we'll just want you guys to sit here and kind of like hang out. And I had no idea they were filming us. And I called Jefferson, who is our first AD, who is the originator of Hot Damn, which Rudy says in episode 2.
Hot Damn.
He's like, Hot Damn. Yeah, that's Jefferson. I call him like the Swamp Thing, I think, and like apparently that made it in. Yeah, that's a big secret. How much bull crap we did to each other that just kind of made it in the show.
I love that. I love the show, and I'm so glad that other people are loving it. Do you guys have a message to all the fans and all the viewers that you want to send?
I just want to say thank you to everybody watching. I mean, honestly, not a single part of this would be like possible without the fans, without the people who love the show. And we see your videos, we see your little inputs, we see your ships, we see all of it, and it's like you're fueling us for season 2. I think that's definitely gonna be such an energy that's gonna keep everybody flowing through season 2.
The people who've been fans since it first came out on April 15th, who have watched it multiple times, you guys are the reason that like we want to go make another season. It's just as fun for us to shoot it as it is for you guys to watch it,
Yeah.
So again, thank you guys for the support.
Exactly what JD says. That's like, you guys are being listened to, not just by the cast, but also, I want to say, probably even Netflix is listening to you guys on all your opinions. So, but I just want to say, guys, things might be lining up, or at least they feel like they're being lightening up with the coronavirus going on right now. But I just want to be real. We're in this for a while. It's 2020 is going to be kind of hard to get through. But I want to say, as things start opening up again, and as things start to seem like they're getting better, it's still here. So we got to stay safe, wash those hands, but also keep groups smaller. And the less amount of people that we infect, the less amount of people that we touch that could potentially be risk of death is still going to be a thing throughout 2020. So what I want to say is, let's try our very hardest in 2020 to keep that distance, and so then 2021 can be a banger.